journeying through the caverns of time, searching for that lost piece of my mind, ancient ties with ancient lines and lies uncovered. Within me. Hello and welcome back to the Metamystic Show. Today we are talking about the liminal space and searching for that missing piece that we can't quite describe because we don't really know what we're looking for. We just know there's something we're missing, something we don't understand. And for some of us, that's causing us to feel out of body. We are searching for something that we feel is outside of us when really it's within us. It's at the core of us. We need not look without, but instead within. And this is through that liminal space where sometimes things can get a little hairy, a little confusing, a little disorienting, a little out of body. It's like traveling through the underworld or flipping through the pages of the Akashic records, looking for something that we don't even know what we're looking for exactly. We just feel like a puzzle with a missing piece, and we know we have to find that piece. Now, for some of us, this can be referring to a soulmate, right? You could feel like there's a missing piece of you somewhere, somehow, from another time, from another place, from another life. For others, this is regarding pieces of yourself, of your ancient lineage, the ancient family lines and ties, and possibly we're uncovering lies that were told to bury secrets or keep things hidden in one way or another. And by finding out this information, it will get us out of this la la land, out of this liminal space or this purgatory. Some of us may feel like we're walking between the lines of life and death. Now, that could just be because you're a medium or, you work with this sort of stuff, right? With the death card. This is like working with the underworld. And you have a talent for that. So don't be afraid of your gifts. This could be part of what you're uncovering. You may start this journey, or you've been on it for quite some time and have found it to be confusing and disorienting. But really what's happened is you've gone on this wild goose chase with the Knight of Swords, albeit it could have caused anxiety or sleepless nights. I'm seeing the Nine of Swords, but all in all, at the end of the road, you will come out the other side knowing yourself. And we talked about that in my reading right before this, knowing yourself in a very deep way. And it's not really an ego death. It's more of an identity shift or transformation in the identity that was never really yours to begin with. And that could be what has started this entire thing, is the search for truth. I'm seeing the Ace of Swords, the search for the other part of yourself that you feel has been missing somewhere. Again, for some of you, this could be like a soulmate or a twin flame sort of a thing. We do have the King and Queen of Swords here. You could feel like you have a telepathic connection with someone. You could have even had like a past life with this person. For me, the 10 of Pentacles, it's not just about money. It's about, this can be like a home, like a modest home where two people live and they love. They live, laugh, and they love, whatever the hell the sign is saying here, yeah, look, you could have been married to this person in a past life. Now, for some of you, you don't want anything to do with this person. Part of this journey through the underworld could be, I'm seeing you traveling through, I'm actually seeing you swimming through all of these different, it's like seaweed and barnacles and coral. And I'm seeing you pop up into a cave, journeying through the caverns of time, searching for that lost piece of my mind. For some of you, it's peace of mind. You're looking for peace of mind with the Knight of Swords. And for some of you, you feel like you have to go way, 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 way back into the records to cut the cord between you and this ancient tie. Because for some of you, you feel this person is a lie, or they're a liar, or they've duped you from time to time. I'm seeing the Magician. For some of you, this is somebody that you have had to go through great lengths. I'm hearing Such Great Heights, that song, Such Great Heights. You've had to go through such great lengths to travel all this way through the astral with the Seven of Cups, to swim through these deep waters of the subconscious mind and through generations past time and timelines and lineages. I'm seeing something about Atlantis where you had to travel through. You couldn't just do it mentally with the King and Queen of Swords. It's like you realized, I got to do this the right way, and I have to do it the ancient way, and I'm going to have to go through this entire journey to cut the cord with this person so I can finally be free to connect with a soulmate that I want to connect with. Because I feel for some of you here, it's kind of like this Two of Pentacles is this other person that you feel casts this shadow of death upon you. I'm hearing, through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil, for thou art with me. I mean, you literally may feel like you have to pray Psalm 23 going through the valley of the shadow of death because this person has such a dark aura and they find you from lifetime to lifetime. And I am feeling this other energy rising up here that I do believe with the Six of Cups is actually a different person. I feel like this is a soulmate that you could, yeah, my nose is itching, confirmation. You could have a auditory connection with this person. Does that make sense? Like the King and Queen of Swords to me in a spiritual context and not in terms of like law or anything like that. In terms of spiritual things, I see these as angelic entities. I learned that from the Good Tarot by Colette Baron Reed. I have it down here actually. I enjoy this deck because it brings a different spin to the traditional Rider-Waite Tarot that we're using today. And the King and Queen of Swords in this deck, they look like angels. You know, they work with the air, right? But you and this new person, they're not really new, they're just new in this life. You could have some sort of an intellectual connection though. I feel like you and this person are able to have long conversations. I'm hearing long walks on the beach. Like spirit could be connecting you. I'm seeing Cupid. They could be playing Cupid to try to connect you with this other person, but first it's been about this journey of disconnecting from this old one that has made you feel like death. I mean, literally. I'm sure you've gone through a lot of transformations because of this old person, and this could be really anybody for who this could be, more than one person for some of us here. This has to do with family lineage stuff. You could identify as like the family curse breaker. So there's a lot of stuff going on with what this liminal space is for you. It's a journey of the spirit. It's the spiritual realm here with the Seven of Cups. It's the liminal space. It's the lines that are blurred between life and death, the lines that are blurred between the waking life, the 3D world reality, and the 5D. It's like you know something that these others do not know, and they could be even acting subconsciously. And I feel like you're tired of making excuses for these people that cast this shadow of death upon your life. Now take that as it resonates, because for some of you, you may feel like this energy like could have even pushed you to the brink of something or other here. So this is a negative energy in who this part applies to. I'm seeing you categorize this as a negative energy, having to go on a journey to disconnect from this person. And this could just be a spiritual activation, an ego death. Again, I'm calling it that, but I see it more as less of an ego death and more of an identity shift. With the death card, it's you're getting more into alignment with who you actually are, and sometimes these people are catalysts for that, right? But I am seeing something here about there being an old person. This is specifically for the people that are looking for love, but take this as an allegory as well, because for others of you, this could be like something standing in between this Two of Pentacles, standing in between you and like connecting with the other side of yourself, like the masculine and feminine energy. It could be something that's standing between you and like a brilliant idea. Or with the King and Queen of Swords, this is stuff that this is like, dotting your I's, crossing your T's, spiritual contract stuff. You could feel like there's some sort of dark energy that's standing in the way between you having some sort of understanding of who you are or who you were. I just keep seeing the Akashic records, and I'm seeing a big owl right now. So for some of you, this is, you know, it's more allegorical and metaphorical. But for others here, this is literal. This is like, how they say, don't let your boyfriend or your girlfriend stand between you and like your real person, like your husband or your wife or however they identify, right? This is like there's something in the way here, and it's that feeling of that out of body thing again, where there's something here. Even this person could even dabble in like the dark arts here. And I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that, you know, in the right context, but there's something here about this person trying to confuse you. This past one, or this one you're trying to disconnect from once and for all, are the words that I'm getting. They could bring up nostalgic things. They could bring up pictures on their phone. For some of you, this is like a family member, right? So they use nostalgia as a weapon, as opposed to, hey, remember when we went to Cape Cod? Wasn't that so fun? This is like, hey, remember when we went to Cape Cod, while they have like the knife behind their back. I'm seeing the Seven of Swords. Like they're trying to get you in a compromised position where you're kind of a little bit off your feet so they can capture you again. Those are the words that I'm getting. So I'm going to move on from that. So that's our setup here. You're in the liminal space right now, or you're about to be if you decide to embark on this journey, and all you have to do is say to your guides, I'm ready. Just let them know, I'm ready. I'm ready to traverse through this liminal space in order to make the connections I need to make. It's like connecting cords or wires in this motherboard of your system. A few readings ago, I talked about a NAS system, which is like a big hard drive with all of these different hard drives that you can slide in to all these different like bays, right? And there's this one big system that holds all these hard drives, and it's like, 64 terabytes or something like that. Like it's just huge. Like there's something huge here. There's like a reservoir of ancient wisdom as well. I'm seeing that owl again, that you are able to tap into. You're being given the keys and the codes in order to get your own stuff. This is not even like you're being given the keys and the codes to these ancient mysteries that never belonged to you to begin with. This is like you were there. This is like your tomb. This is like King Tut's tomb or something like that. Like you're going back to your tomb and gathering the scroll that you died with in your own arms from a past life, and you're like waking up in this life and you're like, the scroll, and you're just remembering the scroll now, basically, because we forget when we come here, right? We forget who we are, we forget who we were, we forget what's what, you know what I mean? And this Seven of Cups, that's part of it. It's like the veil. We come to this planet to do all the stuff that I'm talking about today, right? To do this ancient work, I guess I would call it. And for others here, it's like you started this work, and along the way, you're meeting up with somebody who's doing this work as well, and you fall in love, like, on the journey. So I'm going to leave the Seven of Cups out because that's, like, our main energy here. And we're going to get 3 cards. Yeah, see, I feel like this is a different person. This is a person where it's like based on lust. They could have a lot of secrets with the moon. For some of you, they like left you out in the cold, and there's that magician. Remember I mentioned him earlier with the judgment? Yeah, for some of you, this person, they've been judged or they're currently being judged, and this is like legal stuff that I'm talking about now. And so now that you are aware, you have awakened, you're woke, as the kids say, now you understand who this motherfucker is what I want to say. I'm hearing that Sabrina Carpenter song where she's like, motherfucker. You could be just like dancing with your friends. You're just like, this motherfucker. I'm going to disconnect the cord from the past life. I love you guys. You're so funny. Okay. Hello and welcome back to the Metamystic Show. It's Missy Gordon, the Metamystic here. This is a collective, timeless reading. It's great to have you guys. We're going to grab 3 cards. Journeying through the caverns of time. Searching for that lost piece of my mind. Ancient ties with ancient lines and lies uncovered within me. No one ever said it was an easy journey, but very worth it. For some of you, this is like an initiation, or I shouldn't say like, this is an initiation. 1, 2, and 3. Now, remember how before we had that King of Wands? Now here is the Queen of Wands with the 7 of Swords and the Wheel of Fortune, which is very karmic energy. So for some of you, you're understanding that you had a sacral chakra. I know it's specific, but it's not really. This happens all the time. A sacral chakra connection that was unknown to you, that was siphoning your energy, even if this is somebody you don't talk to anymore, and not to gross you out, but even if this is a family member. Doesn't mean you had to actually have contact in that way with this person, but, stuff gets murky in the dark. It's kind of like if, people meet up in groups and, they sleep together and stuff when they don't even know who each other is. And, so for some of you, this is also past life where this person was not a family member in the past life. I'm hearing for some of you, they still were. It's like Spirit has given this person multiple lifetimes to see you differently, but they can't unsee you as, I'm hearing the word prostitute. So, they're trying to degrade you guys, even if you're a man, because I'm seeing a woman with like a big stiletto heel, like just stepping on your chest, and not in the hot way, guys. I'm seeing her like gore alert. I'm seeing her stick the stem of her heel through your heart with the 3 of Swords. Like, this woman wants to fuck you up, whoever this is. If this is a woman and a man. I mean, it could be 2 women as well, right? Because a woman could be wearing a woman's suit, but they, you know what I'm saying here, right? Because I've met a couple of them. So this is what I'm seeing. Sacral chakra connection. I'm seeing a big like umbilical cord looking vibe connected to your sacral chakra, connected to your junk. Let's keep it obvious. whoever this person is for you, it's obviously not a family member for everybody, but I have to bring up the taboo cases so that the people that feel like they're this weirdo or this freak, or like you have all this like hidden shame that you don't know where it's coming from. This could be because a family member was projecting that onto you, right? So we expose the bullshit on this channel, the things that hold people back that they can't even see. But for most here, this is like a romantic thing where you, King and Queen of Wands, connected with this person on a lust basis, right? And there's nothing wrong with, I got a lot of Leo, right? That's the 5th house. That's like fun, fling, sexy, flirty. Like I'm not being an old hierophant in here, even though, I'm somebody that believes, for myself, I'm saying I don't sleep around because I don't want this shit to happen again, because it's taken me so long to be disconnecting all of these sacral chakra things that I don't want that to connect to me again and be able to leech off of me again. So like I was forced into this position basically through trauma, understanding that people were able to siphon my energy through my sexual energy. But this is the thing. It's like you could sleep with somebody, right? Queen of Wands, and it could feel harmless, or it could just feel kind of like, oh, I'm getting to know this person or whatever, and then before you know it, it's like you can't play music anymore. Just an example, Queen of Wands, it's not just sexual, it's creative energy, and it's like witchcraft, the occult, the esoteric with the black cat. You could have even felt like your gifts weren't working properly, like your discernment was off. You could have felt confused and you didn't know why, because this is the equivalent, and I've said this in past readings, this is the equivalent when somebody connects to your sacral chakra to harvest it from you with the 7 of Swords against your knowing with the 2 of Swords, because they have some sort of weird legal loophole that they're able to do this, whether it be from a past life where they're able to, it's kind of like falling asleep with the scroll, like I said in King Tut's tomb. This person fell asleep with you, a picture of you in their arms, and they could have been a freaking stalker or something in the past life, and you tried to get away from this person, and it's like they're following you here from the other life. You know what I'm saying? Obviously it's not that for everybody, but I'm just saying this stuff gets really weird and creepy, and that's why you could be feeling, as you're traveling through this liminal space, like fears could be coming up, you could be scared. But think of it this way, guys, it's kind of like a simulation. Like you can press the button and vroom, come back into the real world, if you want to call it that. It's not like you're going to get stuck out here. Like some people believe, when you go out and astral travel, that there's like a silver cord that connects you, and if you cut the silver cord, you're stuck out there forever. I don't believe in that personally. I've done a lot of astral travel, and yeah, I'd be gone if that were true. So I wouldn't be here. Well, am I really here anyways? But yeah, I have a lot of 12th house in my chart, but yeah. So this is the 7 of Cups. Back to this. I'm seeing this for a lot of people here. This is a journey of disconnecting these cords with people that are connected to your sacral chakra energy. They're able to steal from you through that. For some of you, I'm seeing it as a literal umbilical cord. Like you could have come into this life blind with the 2 of Swords, and it's like there was some sort of weird unspoken curse, like a lot of us are breaking these generational curses, where you come into this life, you don't even know what's going on, and you could have already been in all of these like karmic contracts and stuff, hence why we had 2 lawyers here before with the King and Queen of Swords are helping you move through this complicated legal jargon. It's like Akashic Records style legal jargon. They're helping you work through this stuff and walk through this stuff. You're not alone. I'm seeing an owl flying behind you as you're walking down the path. But this is just showing 7 of Swords stealing from you. You didn't know it was happening, or if you did know, it's like you were looking through a fog, like you saw that something was wrong or off or whatever, and you've been trying to figure out what this is. And that's what this journey is for some of us here. It's a very karmic one, and with the Wheel of Fortune to the world, you will come out of this with the achieved, the desired result. You will achieve the desired result, whatever that is for you with the world here, if you are brave enough to go there. Card number 1, we have the Queen of Swords. See, this is like your lawyer. She's this bird that flies behind you and kind of watches you as you're walking along the path. It's giving guide. So it's like she's letting you walk down the path like you're walking through the valley of the shadow of death, but you fear no evil because thou art with me. Our guides are always with us, right? We're never alone. As you're walking through this fog, see how we have the clouds here and we have the cloud here. She sees above the clouds always. She's like a bird. She flies above the scene, watching you as you walk. But it might feel like you're all alone because they want to stay as hands off as possible to let us have the full experience without them interfering. This is like how Dolores Cannon talks about with ETs. Like they have, according to her, right? I personally like a lot of the research I've done regarding her work. But she talks about how ETs, they have these contracts to not interfere with humanity, to not interfere with the evolution of humanity. It has to be like asked for. And even with the angelic realm, that's the case. Like we need to ask for help. They're not just going to force their help onto you. We need to reach out and ask for help, ask our guides for help, our angels for help. They're really higher dimensional beings. They can see beyond this confusion and help guide you. It's like having an earpiece in. Remember how I said that earlier too with the King and the Queen of Swords, how you could have kind of like an auditory connection with another person where it's almost like you're hearing them through an earpiece. So what's interesting is you may be guides for each other. This is kind of like tag team energy, where one person watches one person on the camera and they guide them through. I'm seeing you walking through a forest and it's all dark in there, but they can see perfectly and they're telling you turn left at the fork. So when you come up to the fork, you see that little label on the tree. Yeah, go to the left of that. Go down that left path. It's like I'm seeing them guiding you through, and that's very, it's the way it's coming through is just so romantic that you would be helping each other, guiding each other through as soulmates to the other side, and then you can meet up at the end once you're done with all of this homework, right? This person may help you to access a younger version of yourself where you kind of like stopped believing in love. Not saying you're jaded. I just mean we all have more innocent viewpoints on like summer love, for example, when we're younger. It's like those coming of age movies. Where the kids are just having like a fun summer, and it's innocent, it's pure, it's before all the bullshit, it's before all the abuse. I feel like for who this is for, this part of it, that this is a soulmate coming in for you. It's like you've already known each other all along. You've always been together. You've always been like guides to each other in the astral realm. And for some of you, you decided to connect in this life because you've helped each other in past lives and you fell in love with your guides, like because you were helping each other through all of this like complicated stuff, and then you fell in love because you both understand what the other one's going through, and in this life you agreed to come together in the 3D world instead of just through the astral. So that's what I'm getting. I know that's like that's just what I'm channeling. Card number 2, we have the Chariot. I'm seeing this as like a cosmic machine. This is like I'm seeing the land before time. I'm seeing dinosaurs. So this is as ancient as the dinosaurs and as futuristic as like Back to the Future when he gets into the DeLorean and he goes and he types in that number and he goes to the future. This is giving like a time machine for me right now with the chariot. This reading's trippy, man, and I'm like so here for it. It's because I brought out Herman and my I used the Palo Santo. I knew that by doing that I was gonna attract the right people. Yeah. Because it's a metaphor. It's not literally smoking pot. You know what I mean? It's like it's much deeper than that. This is like astral stuff. This is like the shaman in the mountains. This is soul retrieval. This is ancient stuff. Again, I'm seeing dinosaurs here. And this is Egyptian mythology here with the sphinxes. So for some of you, remember how I talked about like King Tut's tomb and everything? Like for some of you, this is like Egyptian mythology where you're gathering some sort of esoteric information that's going to help alleviate you in this life. This is like a time machine though. You're going to hop in the time machine and they're going to guide you through on the earpiece as you move through this. I don't even know what to call it. It's like a black hole, sort of. The time machine. Card number 3, we have the sun. Here comes the sun, do-do-do-do. Here comes the sun, I say, it's all right. I mean, that looks happy, right? For some of you, this is a soulmate connection, and you're coming out the other side. It's like you get out of the time machine. This is giving Rick and Morty, where whenever Rick and Morty come back from some crazy adventure, there's one scene in particular that I'm thinking of where Morty looks like he's half dead. Like his eyes are all like bloodshot and looks like he hasn't slept in a week. He's like crying, saying like, I barely made it back here. So it's like I'm seeing you stepping out of this time machine. And then there's this person just like, hi. It's really sweet, actually. It's giving the 6 of Cups, and I put it back in the deck. But how the kid is giving the flower to the girl. I'm going to ask a little bit about the sun. Tell us about the sun. Because this is the other side. Yeah, the lovers. For some of you, this is a lover. This is a love connection. But for others of you, this is a pathway with the lovers. It's a choice point. It's a path through the valley of the shadow of death. And on the lovers card, the sun shines between the like Adam and Eve archetype, right? So this talks about very ancient things like the bloodlines back to the beginning of humanity or the perceived beginning, right? We have the Magician here. So you're doing a lot of like timeline work, timeline hopping, connecting to a higher version of yourself. But to connect to the higher, we have to go low just as much as we go high, and then we meet on the other side. But I want to ask about this sun. For some of you, you'll have a sun with this person. We have the Queen of Cups here. Yeah, see, for some of you, you're already in communication with this person. You're like messaging back and forth. and it's spiritual. This is like the runes. This would be like you communicating back and forth with this person through Morse code. With the Hermit, this could even be like you've never seen this person. It's reminding me of like when a bride has the veil over the face and they unveil the bride. This person might not even know who you are or you them, right? With the Hermit, but it's led by the angels. Remember how I talked about Cupid before? This is Cupid right there. And they're guiding you two together. But there's work to be done. Oh my God. I knew it. See? King and Queen of Cups. But we'll leave the king in here. Guys, the sun is at the top of the deck. See? This is just confirming. This, for who this is a soulmate, this is what I'm saying. Like this is the happiness that you've been looking for with the King and the Queen of Cups. Some of you are working through on both sides, if this is love for you, are working through, toxic stuff. Like with the Empress, this could be like mother archetypes. With the Devil, this could be substances. It could be codependency. It can just be devil stuff, right? All that devil shit. Like I was talking about before with all of this mess here. Like for some of you, it's like you didn't know what you were involved with or something, and it's being revealed. It's like the sun is shining through the haze. But what's funny about this is like I look at the sun as one of the most powerful cards in the deck because it can shine through and expose things. But what's funny is if you try to shine a flashlight through the fog, it kind of only refracts. So there's something about this journey. Like there's no cheat codes, guys. You can't use a flashlight. No phones allowed. No pictures. I'm seeing somebody walking into like a concert. Like no pictures. No, you can't like film here. There's something like that. Like this sun doesn't have to do with the journey. It comes after. This is you walking out of the fog, and then the light is shining through. It's like you're following the light. You're following the light. And for some of you, this light is a person, right? They're like a guide guiding you through. And for others here, this is your consciousness awakening with the Hanged Man. See how he has the sun around his head? This is an enlightenment. If this is not love for you, it doesn't matter. That's just a different side of the class. There's not everybody has the same story, but it's the same energy. It just manifests in different ways. And for some here, this is manifesting as an enlightenment period. I'm hearing the enlightenment. This is like the enlightenment of your life. That's going to free you from ancient family ties that you no longer want to be connected with. I'm hearing family feuds. Like you could be the Switzerland in the group. You could be like, I don't care. Y'all can fight. I'm out. Like I'm seeing you leaving the family function. I'm seeing you disconnecting from people or friends groups that all they want is drama and fights and stuff. And that's fine for them because they have nothing better to do. But for you, you're on a mission. You have a pathway with the Lovers. For some of you, you have someone to meet. You have places to be, people to see. And that's just serving as a distraction, holding you back in the past life is what I'm getting. So for some of you, this is about North Node. You're moving into your North Node. Look at what your North Node is. You can just go to any birth chart website and put in your birth time and where you were born, right? And then once you look that up, you can find your North Node. And if for some reason you do not have your birth time, you can either get chart rectification, which is they will give you your birth time, they'll figure out what it is, or just put in like 12 o'clock and let it average out. It's not going to be, astrologers in the group probably will correct me, but it's not going to be so far off that you can't see the basis of what your chart could be. But for those of you who know your birth time, it's obviously, because I'm a Virgo, I'm very specific. It's best to have your birth time. Look up what your North Node is. And then once you see that North Node, look into what that means and look at the house that it's in. Because that's where you're going, right? That's where you're going. Like for me, for example, I have, where did I put that? Here it is. I have a Capricorn North Node. This is just a little Virgo moment here. I have a Capricorn North Node in the 5th house. So for example, for me, that would be like my career would be in a hobby, which is, I was literally doing that. So it's like my career, Capricorn, 10th house, all that stuff, right, would be fun. Like it's what I like to do. It's 5th house themes, right? So look at what yours is, because that could be part of your journey here as well, that you're discovering your path. You're going to figure something out that leads you, for some of you, in a whole different direction. And I don't mean that to freak you out. This would be something that you felt in the core of your being since you were a child with the 6 of Cups. But for one reason or another, this part of the journey is required to obtain that puzzle piece, that missing piece. For some of you, it's a piece of yourself that you lost along the journey because you were... I'm seeing somebody like hold you down and steal your wallet with the Strength card. It's like somebody could have tried to steal your identity, could have tried to, destiny swap with you. And this is what I believe. No one can truly steal your destiny away. It's like, okay, they steal the secret formula, right? Plankton finally gets the secret formula from Mr. Krabs, but it doesn't come out the same. He can't make it like Mr. Krabs. And in fact, he doesn't even know how to run a business. So somebody could steal your destiny, so to speak, and then they get it. They're, I have the secret formula. I have it. And it's like their business flops. People don't like them the same because they're just a copy. They're not you. So it's like when you put that piece back inside of yourself, it powers up. I'm seeing that machine imagery again. It's like it powers up the machine with the essence. That's part of what this sun is too. I'm seeing this sun like an amulet. Like think of like a gold coin looking amulet, and you take that piece and you stick it into this little slot in the front of this machine, and it powers up the machine, and all the lights turn on and everything. Hello, Melissa. Wonderful to see you again. It's been some time. And it's like you just get in the machine and you power off to wherever the hell you're moving next, right? They will guide you. Okay. But the Queen of Cups, for some of you, this is about your happiness in general that will make your heart feel like you're home, like you can have peace, you can rest, you're not always surrounded by all this toxic stuff because you're disconnected from it. Because for some of you, it's like they are it's not about they. This is ancient stuff. It doesn't matter who's who and what's what. All I know is I'm seeing the 7 of Swords and the 2 of Swords. You can't see what's being stolen from you. And for some of you, it's just stealing your peace, right? Stealing your happiness, stealing your joy with the sun, stealing your identity for some, because the sun card can be like the ego, the self, right? But let's see if we can get anything else. We'll close on this. This has been a fun one. I've enjoyed this reading. I hope you guys have too. Let me know in the comments what you think. the Sun and the Queen of Cups. We have the Knight of Wands. See, this is for some of you, it's like you're meeting, confirmation. You're like meeting this fellow warrior on the path. Like they are on their horse too, traversing with the fire surrounding them. I'm seeing this person, they have some sort of a fire angel with them, this person. They travel with the fire. It's like the holy fire of the temple. I'm seeing like with the hermit, they hold that fire, this person. And this could be you for some of you, right? But for those of you who this is another person, this is like a hidden person that loves you. With the Two of Cups. There's something about this being a protected connection. Like these past people can't get in here. I'm seeing like a VIP. I'm seeing a club setting. Before I saw a concert, and now I'm seeing a club. Like you're going to the back of the club, or these people are that are trying to figure out who your new person is or whatever. And you could even think this person's like a player or something at first, guys, but they're not. They're on their feet. This person that, I feel like they're a warrior like you guys. Yeah, look, I just opened up to the Lovers. This is a high vibrational person with the Lovers and the Sun and the Star and the Ten of Pentacles, right? You can build a legacy with this person. For some of you, Sun and Star, you might even be in the limelight with this person in some way. In limelight, what's limelight? It could be like you're teaching a esoteric class together down at the local library or something like that. With the Ten of Pentacles, it's like ancient wisdom. But I feel like this Knight of Wands has a message for you, Queen of Cups. Male, female, non-binary, however you identify. This is just like the soft side of you, the soft side of your heart that's willing to receive. Even if you've been through some shit, there's a side of you that still believes in love or in your path. With the Lovers, this is like the side of us that still believes, even after everything we've been through. Yeah, there's going to be some sort of a celebration here. Let's ask, what does this Knight of Wands want to say here? Journeying through the caverns of time, searching for that lost piece of my mind, ancient ties with ancient lines and lies uncovered within me. We have the Ace of Cups, guys. I feel like they want to express their heart to you. For some of you, this might be like literally a brand new person and they're like, are you single with the Nine of Pentacles? Yeah, see, they're a warrior just like you guys. I told you. Nine of Wands is my warrior card. And I feel like they're seeing you as this like regal glorious figure with the Sun and the Nine of Pentacles and everything, but you feel like this too. I'm not projecting onto you. Maybe you guys don't. Maybe you've come to a point in the road where you no longer feel as wounded as you used to, because I feel like that's why you're showing up as both. You could have activated a lot of things, evolved, you could have had codependent stuff in the past and now you don't, you've moved through that. Or Nine of Pentacles, she's able to take care of herself, right? And for some of you, this person was intimidated by that. They didn't think you needed anything or wanted for anything, so they're like, what am I gonna offer? But their love is what you're looking for. If this part of your message, this part of the message is for you. It's like, but they see you like this, and I feel like they're coming in. See, they're a King of Cups, guys. You might be like, oh, are they a player or something with the Knight of Wands? And it's like, no, they're on the move spiritually. They're moving with the fire element. Like they have a lot going on here too. I feel like they're on a similar path to you. And with the King and the Queen of Cups, there's also a lot of passion between you two. You both have an understanding of what it takes to live the path that you have lived. And I feel also another element here is you are going to be able to be stable together. For some of you, you're going to make a lot of money together with this person and build an empire with the 10 of Pentacles. But for others of you, I'm seeing the Hermit with the 9 of Pentacles. You know how people talk about like being alone together? It's like two people with their hoodies on, like snuggled up against each other, like both reading a book, and it's just silent. Like you're alone together. There could be like an introvert vibe. Like, you know, you could both have different sides to yourselves, but I feel like there's a side of you and this other person that they keep more hidden with the moon. Their truest self. And I feel like you both can kind of be in the moon and the Hermit together, being alone together, like two lone wolves coming together. Thank you, everybody. It's been Missy Gordon, the Metamystic here. Remember, you can always listen to the Metamystic Show on Spotify and Apple Podcasts every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 9 a.m. EST, as well as on my YouTube channel at the Metamystic. I put out little readings, mini readings every day on TikTok and Instagram under the Metamystic, as well as on my YouTube channel. If you are interested in getting shorter readings, I want to thank all of you guys who donate and you send your super thanks. And I'm just so appreciative of even like the $5 that you send. I really appreciate it, you guys. And I love each and every one of you, and I'm proud of you guys. This is not the sort of journey that you can learn from a book. This is something that is experiential with the 7 of Cups. And I'm seeing many people traveling through the fog right now. Remember, the light, let the light guide you through to the other side where everything will begin to make sense. If you're looking to book a personal, you can always email me. My info is always pinned at the top of the comments. It's down below. It's somewhere down there. I love you guys, and I'll see you on the next one. And I heard someone being like, let me see that outfit. It's all jean. It's all denim, everybody. So I'll show you. Okay. What do you think? I thought this was a cute outfit. All right, peace.